Hey guys, hello and good morning. Can you believe it? Oh my God. Here we are doing a live stream. I don't even know what day we are on, but we are doing 30 days of live stream. We are leading up to our November 17th kickoff. It is the kickoff of the Winter Done For You programs. We are releasing a brand new sugar repair program. It is a 6-week. Let me just turn off my Facebook, which for all of us, it's always on. A 6-week sugar repair. We have a brand new essential oil business builder, which is really epic because this time we did complete packages for workshops. We have an essential oil sampler package. We have a raffle package. We have opt-in freebies. We also have the brand new detox, and that is packed with brand new opt-in freebies and all that great stuff that you all desire, especially when you roll Rockstar. And the sugar program, as I mentioned before, is just so delicious. And also, of course, who doesn't need a 6-week sugar program? Hint, hint, when we are going into the first quarter of January. So I don't know. Good morning, Kim. Hello, hello. I don't know when you're mapping out, which we all should be doing. Do I need to show you that right there? My whiteboards. Let me just make sure okay. So when you're mapping out your first quarter, before we even get into our topic for today, when you're mapping out your first quarter, I want you to always be thinking about your sales funnel. And your sales funnel shouldn't just be like put together and be thought at last minute, because this is how we create, 1, adrenal fatigue. 2, it's how we also haphazardly put stuff together. But 3, it's also how we sit there and we don't then strategically think about our niche. So I want you really now to be thinking about what are you launching for that whole first quarter of 2017, which doesn't just start the moment you say, oh, I want to launch something January 1st. That actually starts in the process of November, which is why we always kick off pretty early, because January is a huge opportunity. Even my webmaster, she said, I don't know one coach who shouldn't take that opportunity to launch a program, because this is when everyone does what? I've got to get back to the gym. I've got to get my health back in order. I've got to make those New Year's resolutions. So whenever I think of that, I think people getting off sugar, people losing weight, people wanting to cleanse their body, all of those things that you see. Mark Hyman, Alejandro Younger, Sarah Gottfried, JJ Virgin, I mean, all the names that you see, Alex Jameson, all the people that you see out there, they're all doing the same thing that you should be doing. So yes, we're going to kick off. The reason that you should sign up also for that webinar is I'm doing a 24-hour coupon, VIP coupon for 20% off. That will only be good for 24 hours, and the replay will only be available for 24 hours. This is going to be an extended webinar, almost like a masterclass, because we are going over the sales funnel. The sales funnel is not just, and I said this the other day, it's not just for an advanced coach. Sales funnel is for everyone. If you do not have this set up, you do not get new leads. You do not get people coming into your sales funnel. If you're trying to live off of a list of 30, even 200, even 500, even 1,000, and expecting to have a sustainable business, well, maybe if those 1,000 are just raving clients and they come back, but you want to have a growing list. And that is what a sales funnel does. It also allows you, if you have that low-cost program, so when you have new people that come in and say, hey, I want to get to know this person, they have an opportunity to test drive the car. You be in the car. So you want to have that program. Okay. So with that being said, lots of great stuff. And if you haven't signed up for this live stream, I know I sound like a broken record, but you want to do that because all of these are recorded, which means that you can go back if you missed them, all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. So go to Rachel's Wellness /events, sign up. Also go to my free tool page because we just put out a social media guide. We just put out a newsletter guide. All action steps for you guys, and the newsletter one is Thanksgiving based, which is really cool. So if you're struggling, like, how do I do one for Thanksgiving, and a nice warm-up letter to maybe sell a post-Thanksgiving program, maybe do a charity pay it forward program, hint hint. This would be the time, guys, and download that and use that template to send it out. Of course, infuse your own words, hint, hint, but rock and roll. Okay, so for today's live stream, just making sure I get it right. It is Sunday, November 6th. How to avoid busy work and do what matters. Now, this always comes to what I call the planning, and this is what we were just talking about, planning your 2017. So busy work for me happens, and I think this happens for a lot of health coaches out there. I know this happens for the health coaches that I work with one-on-one, as well as the ones that I support in our free support group, as well as our paid support groups, is busy work often happens when we don't know what to do. So how to get out of that? Here are 4 simple steps. Number 1, know what you're offering. Know what you need to get accomplished. This number 1 is just know what you need to get done. And that means, do I need to work? And so this means compartmentalize. This means, like, do I need to get a blog accomplished? Do I need to get a video done? Do I need to edit my documents? Do I need to work on an opt-in freebie? Whatever this is, this needs to get written down. Number 2 part of this is, okay, from number 1, what are the steps that need to get accomplished to make number 1 doable? If we don't know number 1, we sit there and we go like this. What do I need to get done? We don't even realize we're doing it. We're in this like panic mode on an internal level. It's subconscious and fear sets in, and then we start sitting on our phone and scrolling, and we're on Instagram or Pinterest, or maybe we're just in such panic mode that we don't do anything. So we go back to number 1. And again, write this down, guys, because this is really essential. Sit down and figure out what you need to accomplish. So this is the 1 part, the compartmentalize. And this, again, can be applicable to anything. Is it a blog? Is it a video? Is it editing your programs? Is it crafting an outline for making maybe your 3-month? Is it working on your work with me? Whatever it is, it falls into this section. 2, what are the steps to get 1 accomplished? Then 3, for getting this accomplished, then itemize this even more. Break this down. Do I need support, help from this? And this is also kind of a launch process. And when I always say launching isn't just launch a program. Launching is to launch anything. If you can't get this part figured out, this is what I call rinse and spin. So this even would be, what do I need to do for a Facebook event? What do I need to do to launch, like I said, an opt-in freebie? What do I need to do to get my programs edited and put in PDF in a Dropbox? Everything. So then you need to set dates and accountability and, estimated time for doing this. And then number 4 is implementation. Getting it actually done, getting it out there. And so an example of number 4, so say we were getting our opt-in freebie up. Okay, what are the components of getting that opt-in freebie? I have, write them all down. I have the opt-in freebie, I have the images, I have maybe a banner, maybe I have let me see, I have the banner, I have the social media, I have the Facebook copy, maybe I have tweets, I have automation, I have a welcome letter, maybe I have a follow-up letter, maybe I even have a follow-up letter 7 days later. Maybe if we're getting into advanced, funnel automation, maybe I have one even 4 days later after that. Maybe 5 days later after that even has a video there as well. Maybe we're leading them through a whole campaign. So this can really get extensive. But we want to list everything. Where am I promoting this? Is this going to be infused in a blog as well? Do I need to bit.ly this? As you see, we're going through all this process. We're going to itemize everything. We're not getting into, and this is how we avoid busy work, because busy work would be like, oh my God, we can't go from here to implementation if we don't have it all figured out. Now we're starting to say, okay, here on this third one, okay, let me assign this. Thank God for either Evernote or an Excel spreadsheet or a pad or Trello or Basecamp or Teamwork or any of these things that allow, or even a whiteboard. Again, we don't need to pay for something if it's not necessary. However your brain works, again, you could just use a system. Now I use multiple systems because I need to kind of see things. I need to talk it out. We need to figure out 1, 2, 3. We need to figure out the different times. How long is this going to take? When do we need to get it accomplished? And we need to itemize each one of those. Itemize it and say, this is done, great. Banner's done, I did it in Canva and PicMonkey. Okay, great. 2D and 3D, done. Okay, great. Facebook copy is written. Okay, great. Tweets are done. Okay, I've put this into either buffer. Okay, I have the thank you letter written, I have the automation, I shot a video. Okay, what am I leading them to? Okay, that is done. All of these things. Then implementation day. So now we avoided busy work and we're doing the work that matters, because what did we do? We compartmentalized on step 1, right? So instead of just sitting there and going, I have all these things to do, which everyone does. I love when clients come to me and they say, I want to do, and there's a list of about 50 things, or they rattle off 100 different things. And trust me, as you all know me, my brain works pretty fast. We all want to accomplish 100 different things, especially if we're big thinkers. And I know you are a big thinker. But we cannot get things accomplished if we don't itemize, prioritize, and then also figure out each component. And the thing is, some of us don't know those components. We only know that by going through either a launch process. It's almost like we don't know how to walk unless we've walked before. We have to go through rolling over, we have to crawl, we have to actually scoot, we have to crawl, then we have to scoot along the couch as a baby, then we start walking. And maybe we fall, and we pick ourselves back up. It's the same thing as learning this little launch process for everything. So that is how you avoid busy work. I need you to figure out the system so that you can go 1, 2, 3, 4 for everything you do. There is a standard operation protocol, an SOP for everything you do. And hint, it's going to be the same. Shh, don't tell anyone I just told you that. But the truth is, it is going to be the same. Now, are there going to be extensive changes? Yes, maybe. If we were talking about a 20-part sales funnel for maybe one campaign, like a funnel where somebody signed up for an opt-in freebie and maybe there was a 20 email sequence, or something was evergreen on a webinar. Okay, it's a little different of a process. That would be another live stream. Maybe that's for a more advanced coach who wants to have a challenge that's evergreen, or they want to have a product that's evergreen, or they want to have, a program that's evergreen. But for this process, it's still the same. You still have to figure out this process. I love when coaches say to me, I don't have the time to launch, and I say, what you talking about, Willis? Which is one of my favorite things from Different Strokes. And I say it all the time at my home to my husband. What you talking about, Willis? Because we all have the time. sun is in my eyes. Let me just shift you a little over here. We all have the time to launch. We just have to learn the process. That's all it is. Don't get me wrong. I will tell you a little secret. You see a lot of very successful coaches out there. They all have their ups and downs. They all have their moments where they cry. No matter who they are, you could have the most planned launches, and something is not going to be planned. It is only those coaches who I adore who admit that, and I will admit that to you 100%. But if you know the process, when it falls apart, you know how to clean it up. That's it. And you have a successful launch. So once you know how to do this, you don't sit there in that overwhelm, and you actually have successful work. So that is exactly how you avoid that just busy work that doesn't get you anywhere. So when I say, and actually we're creating a 4-week launch program that will be available, at the launch of the Done For You programs, because Sweet Anna, my amazing virtual assistant, thank God for Sweet Anna, she and I have really been discussing what we see coaches struggling with, and it's this launch process. And so we have both said, is this realistic to really launch a program if you have an hour to an hour and a half a day? Maybe even an hour, and it is possible as long as you know exactly what step to take. So I want you to sit there with a stopwatch. I know, I'm asking a lot today, but I expect a lot from you guys. I want you to sit there every time you feel anxiety. Anytime there's overwhelm, even a smidgen, I want you to start that stopwatch. Anytime you feel like you're doing a little work and then you catch yourself going onto Facebook, I want you to start your stopwatch. And then I want you at the end of the day to add it up on your calculator. I want you to see how much time you spent checking out other people's stuff or answering emails that didn't have to do with your number one, what did you need to accomplish, or your number two, itemizing. And you'll see how much actually you could have gotten done. So I want you to go back and listen to this and think about the four steps that I talked about, and how easy this could be to implement a different system into your business and into your life in general. This is also life practices. I wish I would have learned this a long time ago. It would have made school so much easier. So with that being said, we are going to end our session for today. I will see you tomorrow, where we will be talking about how to host and manage a free wellness group, which is really, really important, because we cannot just depend on email marketing. We cannot just depend on our Facebook business page. We can't just depend on ads. You cannot just put all your eggs on one basket, right? You need to be engaging. You need to be creating and building trust. And that is what these free wellness groups do. Now, do they take work? Of course they do. Anything in business takes work. Otherwise, go work for somebody else. And I'm not saying that doesn't take work, but when you own a business and you're building a business and you're engaging and you're supporting people, that is going to take work, and it's going to take extra work, and you may not see the fruits of your labor come back until people trust you. That's just it, guys. So if somebody is saying, hey, sign up with me, I'm going to teach you how to make 6 figures and have 40 grand months, I don't know, I may be a little hesitant to sign up. That's just me. I've been in business for a long time, multiple businesses, multiple. I've owned pressure cleaning businesses. I've been in commercial real estate, and I did have amazing, amazing months. But I'll tell you, I also paid my dues. And in any business, you have to pay your dues. And no matter what system is taught to you, people still need to know you to hire you. So show up on social media consistently. Embed yourself, like we talked about the other day, offline in your community, and let people get to know what you do. I'm not saying to post to not post your cute dog or your kitten or that, but let people know what you stand for. That is your brand. It is who you are. And if I don't know that when I go to your page, we've got a problem. Okay, guys? So it's a pleasure to talk to you. Meet me in the support group right now. And if you're not in the support group, join, because we are going to be rapping about some really epic stuff. All right, guys. I will see you soon. Ciao, Bellas.